very disturbing alert just coming out today on a new strain of heroin. This is the stuff they actually use to tranquilize elephants. But get this, it also poses a danger to paramedics and first responders because it can be absorbed through the skin.
Welcome to Thursday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. Some more sunshine out there, a little bit cooler than yesterday with low 70s, even 60s at this hour. Another cool night ahead, but can it get warmer tomorrow? Got your full forecast first at 4. Karen?
Also, Donald Trump releases the results of his recent physical as Hillary Clinton returns to the campaign trail. And this fire may have people thinking twice about buying a certain type of phone. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4 starts now.
Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karen Drew. At Oak Park, one man is locked up after police say he shot and killed his wife and sister-in-law. It happened at a home on the 21,000 block of Church Street near Coolidge and 9 Mile. The sister-in-law, 66-year-old Gay Richardson, was shot to death inside of that home after an argument. Soon after, the suspect's wife, 53-year-old Alice Richardson, returned home with her daughter. She was shot and killed inside the car. We're told the suspect turned himself into police. Today, police discovered the body of a missing 23-year-old woman from Farmington Hills. Elizabeth Hawk was found dead in Commerce Township this afternoon. Hawk was missing for more than a week. Her car was recently found in the parking lot of the PetSmart at a shopping center in Commerce Township. Police tell us that there are no signs of foul play. The Detroit Federation of Teachers has officially ratified their new contract with the DPS Community District. The contract includes pay increases in the form of bonuses, a prep period added for elementary school teachers, and a committee created to address teachers' health and safety concerns. The district's interim superintendent tells us there's still more work to do.
Certainly, it wasn't an overwhelming landslide, so we have some work to do to communicate what the benefits of this contract are, and then for the district to follow through and keep our end of the bargain.
The new contract will run through December and could be renegotiated by a newly elected school board. A Westland driver is now behind bars this afternoon following a hit-and-run crash that left one man hospitalized. It happened earlier this morning at the intersection of Central Parkway and Nankin. A 31-year-old man was crossing the intersection when he was hit. The 29-year-old driver was caught a short time later. We're told the victim is recovering now from non-life-threatening injuries. Time now for our first look at the forecast. Ben is off today. Andrew's filling in, and he's got some pretty good news.
You got that, Karen. You got that right, Karen. We've got temperatures that are in the mild zone, mostly in the low 70s. Got some cooler 60s out there, but all in all, still a lovely day with mostly dry conditions out there. 71 for our friends in Mount Clemens. Same thing over at City Airport. 72 at Metro and 72 in Pontiac. Taking a look outside, some clouds overhead, but also some sunshine. Looking nice as we look at downtown Detroit, including the Detroit River and the Ambassador Bridge. Across 4 of our zones, we're looking at temperatures mostly between 70 and 75 degrees. 72 at Metro, Ann Arbor in our west zone, 71. 71 also up north in our north zone in Lapeer. Now temperatures fall into the 60s this evening. Moon is almost full. Full moon will actually be tomorrow, but another cool night is ahead. Remember how cool it was this morning? Same thing for tomorrow morning, most likely. 56 degrees overnight with a gentle wind out of the east-northeast. But tomorrow, Karen, it gets even warmer. Does that mean warmer conditions for the weekend? Got the answer coming up in your full forecast straight ahead.
All right, thank you, Andrew. First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all around the world. The health of the candidates for president remains in the spotlight this afternoon as Donald Trump fulfills his pledge to release his medical information and Hillary Clinton gets back on the campaign trail. Kimberly Gill is in our newsroom with what Trump revealed today. Kim.
Karen, this is pretty interesting because it's tough to recall any candidate ever doing this before, and there's a good deal of information in the summary written by Dr. Harold Bornstein following a physical examination that he gave to Trump on September the 9th. It says that the candidate is 6'3" and he weighs 236 pounds. His cholesterol is in the normal range at 169. His blood pressure is normal at 116/70. And Dr. Bornstein also reports normal results from tests of Trump's liver, thyroid function, as well as a colonoscopy done in 2013, an EKG, a chest x-ray, and a cardiac evaluation. Trump appeared on the Dr. Oz show and explained why he waited until now to release all this information.
I must say, I would have shared this earlier. Why didn't you blast this out?
I didn't think it was necessary. You know, the public's known me for a long time. They've never seen me in a hospital, okay? Sure. And one thing, if I'm in a hospital, it's going to be out there, big league. And I had my appendix out when I was 11, and that was the last time I was in a hospital. And that was a one-night deal.
Now, Dr. Bornstein also went to the trouble of including Trump's testosterone level, which, Karen, if you're wondering, it was in the high range of 441.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kim. Appreciate it. Hillary Clinton, meantime, has returned to the campaign trail following her bout of pneumonia. This is brand new video of her speaking at a rally in Greensboro, North Carolina. Later tonight, she'll speak along with President Obama at the 39th Annual Congressional Hispanic Caucus Public Policy Conference, and that's going on in Washington, D.C. Police in Columbus are investigating after a 13-year-old boy wanted for questioning in an armed robbery was shot and killed by an officer. It happened Wednesday night. Officers were called for reports of a robbery. Police say they thought 13-year-old Tyree King pulled a gun from his waistband, and that's when an officer shot King multiple times. Investigators later determined that the weapon was a BB gun. The officer involved is now on administrative leave. New this afternoon, the U.S. Senate has approved a $1 billion water projects bill with millions going towards emergency efforts in Flint. The $10 billion legislation would include 29 projects in 18 states to help with dredging as well as helping with flood control. The bill would use $100 million to replace lead-lined pipes in Flint and other cities with lead contamination, and an additional $120 million will go towards water testing in schools, as well as infrastructure. The bill now goes to the House. Well, there is a troubling new trend going on in the illegal drug trade that's putting more than users and abusers at risk. It's also a major health threat to the first responders, who often end up saving the lives of people who overdose. Paula Tutman spoke with those on the front lines of this new battle.
Hey, Karen, this is really, really disturbing stuff. I mean, it's bad enough that Port Huron has this terrible heroin overdose problem. But just today, they've gotten this alert that this brand new strain of heroin, this is the stuff that's actually used to tranquilize large animals like elephants. It's gotten into the heroin, but it poses an extra risk to first responders like paramedics, because this stuff can actually be absorbed through the skin and through the air. Port Huron first responders already dealing with an epidemic of heroin overdoses to the tune of as few as 1 OD a day, today received an alert from Michigan State Police. An even deadlier, more dangerous strain of heroin is in the state, laced with carfentanil.
It's a drug that's about 10,000 times more potent than morphine and some of the drugs that are out there right now. So this stuff is very, very potent.
In fact, MSP is warning first responders to prepare for hundreds of overdoses in a short period of time and even deaths.
We've already had a problem with the current issues with heroin, and now if you take something very similar to it and add that it could be 100 times more lethal, it's going to create problems for us.
But here's the thing, not only is this new strain of heroin dangerous to addicts,
exposure of this particular mixture can actually be absorbed into the skin, which means that it puts many of our responders at great risk.
So that means an addict can infect the loved one who's touched them or the paramedics trying to save them. That means, as of today, people like Bill Adams and Trish May of the Tri-Hospital EMS, who've been running crazy on overdoses in Port Huron for the last year, now have to worry about their own safety.
But when you take a drug like this that has such serious side effects, and that when they occur so quick, especially through airborne, now it's going to be important on us that we make sure we're taking the respiratory protection.
As of today in Port Huron, all first responders, as a first line of defense, are being asked to put on face masks when approaching patients, as well as protective skin coverings. Hey, I think probably a lot of people want to know, okay, how does someone get their hands on an elephant tranquilizer? The Ohio Attorney General has pretty much tracked it from coming in from overseas. It has been confirmed here in Michigan. But listen, Karen, this is the trifecta of bad, because not only does it affect the addict, but it also affects the people around that addict and then the people trying to help that addict. If you're talking about bad drugs on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, this one would probably come in around a 12, exclamation point. Wow, it is that bad.
And I'm thinking too, obviously these first responders are prepared, but what about those parents who are responding perhaps to a child that may be overdosed in their bedroom? I mean, they're not going to have that kind of protection. Everyone's at risk.
You know what, Karen, they simply have to protect themselves. Parents, a lot of times they know that their children are addicts. They can't just touch them. They're going to have to wear gloves, and they're going to have to protect themselves, or they get exposed to this stuff. It's really bad.
All right, well, very, very scary, and we do appreciate the warning. Thank you. Paula Tutman reporting live. Ahead, first at 4, what the driver of this car you're about to see claims caused his vehicle to go up in flames. Plus, there's been a big to-do about the health of our presidential candidates lately. So how do they stack up against past commanders-in-chief? We will be talking.
Kevin Dietz, Karen Drew, the longest-running investigative team in Detroit. You can depend on the defenders.
Homes coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
The next time you see someone wearing a green shirt, face buried in their cell phone at a Meijer store, they're not a distracted shopper, they're a professional shopper. Today is day 1 of Meijer Home Delivery Service, and we're going to show you how it works.
All right, we appreciate that. Thank you so much, Lauren. Andrew is back, and you know, these cooler temperatures have been really nice for early morning runs and the kids doing their little soccer practices and all that good stuff.
It's invigorating, isn't it, when you take it in?
It is. I like the fresh air.
Well, another cool night is ahead. Maybe not 40s like we saw this morning, but definitely temperatures that will be in the 50s. Here, take a look. This is in your 4-zone forecast, your 4-zone weather for you. 50s all around, anywhere from middle 50s and upper 50s here in the city, around 56 to 58 for a low, to low 50s in many of the burbs, including Clinton Township at around 53 degrees, 53 also for our friends over in Southfield. Just down to our south of Michigan Avenue, our south zone, low 50s as well. From Dundee over to Monroe, 52 to 54. Same in Adrian. West of I-275, places like Brighton around 54 degrees. Same thing in places like Milford. And north of Hall Road, that's where we might see a few 40s sprinkled about, especially here. Imlay City over to Yale, middle upper 40s to about 50 degrees. Same thing over in North Branch. We've got a mixture of clouds and sun out there. Oh yeah, there's Lou the spider, our old friend who comes every year. Like to see him, getting a little FaceTime on the camera for you. We've got 72 degrees right now. Speaking of insects and arachnoids, we're a lot of folks out there dodging a lot of yellow jackets out there. You might have to do the same thing tomorrow because we've got more sunshine coming back, unlike the folks down to our south. Now this is a look at Julia, spinning now farther off of the east coast, close to, this is zoomed into Charleston, South Carolina. You can see the center of it is farther away. It's weakened a little bit, so it's now more like a tropical depression than anything else, not a tropical storm with winds of 35 miles per hour. But it's going to hover around here for the next couple of days. So heavy rain is still possible, flooding still possible in that region of the country. And you can track it on the local forecasters app. Download it for free. Search WDIV in your app store. And while you're there, download Local 4 Storm Pins and share some photos, just like Wolver Bill did. Bill, thanks a lot. Beautiful flowers you got in your garden there, some zinnias. Thanks again, Bill. We're looking at temperatures mostly in the 70s and 60s right now. 75 for our friends in Macomb Township, 76 in Ferndale and around Royal Oak, 71 in Monroe with some winds coming off of Lake Huron. In Port Huron itself, that's why we're seeing temperatures mostly in the upper 60s. But higher temps are just off to our west. Upper 70s out toward Chicago, Indianapolis at 79, near 80 degrees. We can expect those temps tomorrow because that warmer air is going to start to move in on some more southerly winds. You see rain building off to our west as we go into tomorrow, That does not arrive until just the first half of our weekend. Sunday is looking sunnier. We're looking at 6 degrees for a low later on tonight with mostly clear skies. Beautiful moon will be out. Sunset is at 7:42. Tomorrow, sunshine in the morning, a few clouds in the afternoon, but warmer, a high of 78. Then the weekend is here. You got a big Michigan game against Colorado, a high of 80 degrees, but bring your poncho, Karen, because we got a chance of rain that day. Lions game, sunshine outside of Ford Field, 75.
Thanks, Andrew. Let's talk good health. You know, the health of candidates seeking the presidency is really big news now. That wasn't always the case. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here. This is really a hot topic, but I don't recall people actually, presenting their health report cards to the public.
That's exactly right. In fact, the issue of candidates' health has really only been an issue for about the last 30 years or so. Prior to that, the personal medical ailments of the commander-in-chief were either undisclosed or in some cases basically hidden from the public. But frankly, it didn't hurt many great leaders. If you didn't know, the reason most pictures of Franklin Roosevelt show him seated is that he was paralyzed by polio and could not stand unassisted. Yet that didn't stop him from leading America through some of its darkest days. John F. Kennedy had many chronic conditions, including Addison's disease, in which the body is no longer capable of producing steroids that are essential for life. Abraham Lincoln is suspected to have had a number of different medical problems, although many historians have debated the exact conditions and their severity. Woodrow Wilson had such severe and unrecognized vascular disease that he suffered a stroke while in office, which was kept from the public. While current headlines that are focused on Hillary Clinton's pneumonia may not seem like such a big deal, the 9th president, William Harrison, died from pneumonia shortly after his inauguration. It's widely believed his long inaugural speech on a cold day contributed. So what about healthy presidents? Well, Gerald Ford may have been thought of as clumsy by many, but he was actually very healthy. In fact, he is the longest-lived president, dying at age 93. George H.W. Bush is hot on his tail, still alive at 92, and Jimmy Carter at 91. And by the standards of his day, the second president, John Adams, who died at 90, was clearly doing okay. Now, famously, of course, Ronald Reagan was one of the oldest persons to become president at age 69. But what I find really interesting is our notion of age that has evolved. Right now we're focusing a lot on the health of Trump and Clinton.
Right.
But in point of fact, both Trump and Clinton are going to be much older. Clinton will be 69 if she assumes the White House. Trump will be 70 if he
would be the oldest elected.
And he would be the oldest to actually assume the office, outstripping Reagan.
Wow, I always thought it was Reagan.
Well, that's assuming Trump gets elected.
Right, that's what happens. All right, thanks, Doc. Appreciate it. Head first at 4, qualifying for the Boston Marathon is tough enough without this kind of obstacle suddenly appearing in your path. Yikes. Also, what's not quite adding up in this social media post by the Trump campaign featuring yesterday's visit here in Michigan. Time now for a look at today's top trending stories, and this is one everyone is talking about. There seems to have been some confusion on the part of whomever is running Donald Trump's Instagram account. He was in Flint yesterday, but look at this. Thank you, Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, you look at the video post of him outside of his plane at Flint's Bishop Airport, and it says, thank you, Detroit, Michigan, law enforcement officers. The accompanying text reads, great day in Detroit, Michigan, and Canton, Ohio. Trump did indeed visit Canton, Ohio, but someone clearly didn't realize Detroit is not the place in Michigan with the water crisis. He was in Flint. This is also getting lots of folks talking. A Florida man blaming his Samsung phone after his phone burst into flames and then torching his car. You can see the car engulfed in flames. The driver of the Hyundai Sonata says he was charging his Samsung Galaxy S7 phone on the passenger seat when it just burst into flames. The 55-year-old says he heard it pop just before it caught fire. He was able to get out safely. On Labor Day, another Florida family says their Samsung phone caused their Jeep to go up in flames. Okay, so more than 100 runners hoping to qualify for the Boston Marathon had their dreams dashed thanks to this slow-moving train. The athletes were running a marathon in Pennsylvania when a train stopped them dead in their tracks. Runners say the train delay lasted about 10 minutes, forcing many of them to miss their qualifying times. The company in charge of the race said it was assured the trains wouldn't be running during the race. The company will now be working with each of those runners about their times. Oh, frustrating. Ahead first at 4, the man who is proving It is never too late to celebrate a teenage rite of passage, even at 113 years old.
Who cares about?
Well, finally, first at 4, the oldest man alive will finally get that big celebration he missed nearly 100 years ago.
Oh, we love this story, don't we, Karen? This is Israel Kristal. He turns 113 years old today and will soon celebrate, get this, his bar mitzvah. Mazel tov. Kristal was 13 during World War I. His father was in the Russian army and his mother had already passed away. And 30 years later, he was deported from Poland to Auschwitz during World War II, where he lost his wife and 2 children and was later liberated by United States forces.
Well, now living in Israel, Kristal says he doesn't know the secret to living so long, but that he will keep working hard. What a great story.
Great celebration.
Thanks so much for joining us. First at 4, we're back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is straight ahead.